Where's my little bear? Oh, he's not here again today. I guess he's gone. Oh well. Yeah, so as I was saying in my last video, oh, is that a backhoe? Excuse me. Is that a backhoe? Something. It's like a backhoe or something up ahead, so could be moving slow. Oh yeah, looks like it's moving slow. Anyways, as I was saying in my last video about like the 8-string and stuff like that, playing it live, you learn what you like and what you don't like, right? And I know I like the 7-string live because of how it, you know, it's like when I played my double neck live, it has an effect on the audience, right? Certain guitars are like that. The rest is all you're playing and stuff for sure, but bad place to be passing. Oh no, I'm gonna be stuck behind him. Oh, watch out for that. Oh, almost missed it. Is that Nico? What doesn't matter? Oh yeah, he's gonna be driving real fast. Yeah, he can drive fast back here because he's got the big tires. I don't. Tell me you're patching some friggin' holes back here. That'd be good. Start with that one. Maybe the. Well. Anyway, so yeah, so like the 8-string guitar, I'll see what it's like to play it live. And that, like, it, you know, I don't really get, like, yes, I'm playing through my own rig, but I don't get to play it the way I, you know, set it up, right? So, like, I don't get, like, you know, 20-minute sound check type of thing to really dial in the guitar or anything like that. It's kind of like, get up there, plug in, turn it on, and play, right? So, for me, it's like, I gotta use what, you know, kind of like a little bit low-tech works no matter what. So if I want gain and distortion, I gotta, you know, going straight through the amp is the simplest way for me, right? Where like the pedals, like I played around, you know, to see which setting I could get away with, and even on the clean settings, it sounded good, but like it just, when the second guitar was there, you couldn't hear it at all, hardly at all, which was kind of good because I didn't know what I was playing half the time. The mids didn't cut through, right? So when you have like two guitar players, like guitars take up a lot of frequency range. They'll you know, cut through almost anything, right? So when the bass is overpowering or cutting through the guitar, it takes all the mids out of the guitar, you get a really muddy sound live, you know? So it's hard to, you know, really, and picking harder doesn't help. You know what I mean? So learning stuff like that, it takes time. Like I know instantly whether I'm set up well as soon as, like, after the first like few chords of the song or whatever. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm dialed in. You know, people can hear it, because you need contrast, right? You need the bass to sound in a different frequency than the guitar as much as possible, so that the bass can cut through, but also the guitar can cut through, right? This hole here, this is the worst one. Like, people are taking the freaking ditch there. Yeah, so it's like ooh, just nicked that one. Like when you're on stage with a new guitar or whatever, whether it's acoustic, electric, or whatever, it seems like no matter how used to it you are at home. Like, for example, a lot of people, they sit down when they play when they're at home, and then they go and they try to do a 3-hour gig standing up. and they're all screwed up because you know, they're not in a position that they're normal. They don't have the, you know, little things like their guitar strap adjusted properly for standing, and then they can't play right, and then they're all messed up. So however you're going to play live, sitting or standing, that's how you should practice. I like sitting, but sitting, the downside to sitting is you don't put on a show. You basically, you're just like a radio at that point, you know. I mean, you can put on a bit of a show. Oh, they're up. I was here the other day, cleared out the flower beds. I guess Gary's up. Hope he's doing well. Anyway, but the what I'm getting at is that, like, for example, the first time I had my Charvel there for like 3 days, that beautiful chlorine burst Charvel, which can't wait to play live again. It's going to be a really good live guitar. Is it going to be Hammer Diablo 1994 Hammer Diablo good live? I don't know, because that guitar is a really tough guitar. That guitar was so good live. It was phenomenal at everything. But I think the Charvel is going to be right up there with it for playability. If I had to take a guess at it, I'd say in some ways the Hammer still played better, you know, from memory, but without side-by-side comparison. The neck profile on that Hammer Diablo was the most perfect shredder neck ever devised. Like, if you like Ibanez Wizards, you would never pick up another Ibanez again after playing the Hammer Diablo. Like, just the shape of it, strangely enough, the closest, wow, where'd he go? I can see his lights basically. The closest profile to it is my 7-string, where it has the same C shape as what my Hammer Diablo is. Just it's a much thicker neck because it's a 7-string, right, and wider. But like that 7-string, I love that profile. Like that, played that live for 5 hours, and trust me, I like it. You know, didn't get to really motor on it, you know, because again, it was like driving a Dodge Hellcat at idle. You know, what I was doing, using it almost like an acoustic, right? But it did the job very, very well, right? And I'm hoping that the 8-string is gonna, you know, be interesting as well. Like, I mean, it's fun to play that thing, but like, for example, I've never played it in a mix. Like, I've recorded with it, that's one thing. But a recording guitar, you can make it do anything, right? So the thing about the 8-string is it's very dark and sounding. So the mids is where it's like, this thing might just sound like a black hole. That's why I call it the black hole. It might not cut through. But through my little amp, I'll just boost the mids up as much as I can to see if it cuts through, and then it might just be fine, right? Because what happens is you got a guitar that's great, but if it's sitting in the background all the time, you know, I'm not a jazz player, so you know, the bass, you know, jazz, a lot of times the bass is more dominant, and it's, you know, it stands out front, you know. I'm a metal guy where the guitars need to stand out front. And holy jeez, that's a lot of dust. I got my windows up, but I'm still choking. But the whole kicker is that no matter what happens, is I get to learn what the equipment's going to do in the mix live. And to me, like, if you ever watch Spectre Studios, you know, Glenn Frick there, he's always going on about recording, right? Because that's what he does, you know, he's a recording artist. So for him, like, a lot of stuff he says is 100% correct and right, but there's also, for live, rules are different, you know what I mean? This is where, like, when you're at stage volume and you're really pushing the amp, it's not the same as, you know, being on headphones. You know what I mean? Like, it's not the same as a digital signal. It's an amp that's, you know, being very rowdy and moving the pant legs and stuff like that. You will hear the tone woods. You will hear the those things. you know, the different sounds in the pickups. You will notice the output levels of the pickups difference. You'll notice it when you do the coil taps, the sudden drop in volume, but the more, you know, like that's one thing about coil taps is that you kind of, it robs you a bit of dBs, right? Because it compresses a bit when you cut it in half, right? Which is not a bad thing. It's not, oh, this is better or this is worse. It's just, it's something that when you do it, you're going to have to, you know, kind of acknowledge that you might have to rearrange certain things that sound awesome in your bedroom, but they don't sound so awesome, or they don't work. They sound awesome, but they don't work. And like I say, people can't hear what you're doing. It doesn't matter how awesome it sounds, right? If it doesn't cut through. So the last thing I want to talk about was I watched this other guy's, so we'll see what happens with the 8-string, but on Friday, but is I saw this guy, I guess, you know, Gen Xer like myself, you know, looking to get, he's got a band going. And I don't know that, I can't remember the name of the channel, but he's got a band going and they're going to play a gig in a couple of months, whatever. And they finally got a live drummer, and it's the first time he's playing with a real drummer. And they want to do all original songs, which is kind of cool. And I listen, they sound very amateurish. They sound like a bunch of teenagers, right? So, but they sound well enough that if they practice, they'll do well, you know? And, you know, especially if they're doing all originals. It doesn't matter what they're playing. It doesn't. It's how well they play. You know, it's how well they reciprocate to the audience. That's really what it comes down to. I've learned that, you know, like you're going to hear guys on YouTube talking about, no, you have to play Sweet Caroline. I know you're sick of it,